Hello. Welcome to episode 9 of Rival Banter. I'm your host, Luke Croft. Joining me, as always, the esteemed Seth Martin, Bookish
That's what
Pappy,
they call me. Oh yeah,
Doctor Martin. How you
that's
doing, my
Dr.
friend?
Pappy, baby.
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. I'm living the dream. We're here, baby, in
You
a
doing?
post Emma Frost world.
I know we're gonna get into all things season 2 here in just a few moments. Did you get up to anything fun though before we get into it? You went to a water park.
Yeah, we went to the Great Wolf Lodge. Took the kids there, down to North Kakalaki, and it was good. We've done it a bunch of times, so there's nothing new, but it's one of those things, that, especially when the kids are young. It's always fun. A little exhausting, but fun.
Now, are you out there, doing the water slides and all that stuff? Are you kind of watching?
Oh hell yeah! Like we're more so watching, especially when it's just us. We're watching the kids. We can't leave them to go do the bigger slides. So that's the one downside. But it's worth it. We've done them enough. It's the same stuff every time. So we've done it a few times. That's all you really need. It's just kind of watching the kids get gradually brave enough to try bigger and bigger slides until hopefully one day we can all do the big boys together.
I know, very soon, hopefully. I don't know, man. I've only been to one water park. I'm not real big on like public pools and stuff like that. Swimming in other people's piss and all that. Because that's all
You
they're
gotta put that
doing.
out of you gotta put that out of your mind,
I
because that's like
know,
that. I
I
spend a lot
know.
of time in that kiddie pool section, and like it's the warmest area in the park. So you know,
And it is
you know what's
not
going on.
heated, boys and girls.
You know what's up. Everybody knows what's going on there.
Now, I do like a lazy river. And I know that that's also pissed in, probably a lot more because you're just chilling in there. But
Mm.
I do love a lazy river and like a swim up bar. I don't know if the Great Wolf Lodge has a swim up bar, but
They do have. They didn't have that the first couple times we went. They do have a bar, but it's like It's like in the water park. You just walk up to the bar and get your expensive ass drink. But good stuff.
mm,
They give you a little like Great Wolf tiki cups. It's cool.
well, very
Mm.
cool.
Yeah,
Uh, oh, go ahead.
I just said yeah.
Oh, well, we got a Spotify comment this week from Joshua Wilson, who said, "Pretty cool." This is to you, Seth, that you joined the CLT supporter section. He is personally an FC Cincinnati supporter. Maybe he'll catch you at the Battle of the Queen Cities sometime, because
Well,
Cincinnati's
Josh,
also a
that
Queen
sounds
City.
lovely. There's really only one Queen City, if we really want to get into that. But we can discuss it at the match one day over over whatever we're drinking, or something like that, and then we can retreat to our separate sections and berate each other from across the pitch. It'll be fun.
Do you have a bunch of Charlotte FC gear now? Like, do you have the scarf and?
I'm working on it. I got a scarf my first match, and I got a scarf and a hat, and I got that purple jersey
Mhm.
at the Adidas outlet before going. And I haven't got myself a ton more gear. I did get another hat, like a wide brim, because I didn't bring sunscreen to the last match. So I was like, that's got to make up for something. So I got a badass wide brim black Charlotte hat. And then I've kind of been working on the kids and Bridget. Like they had that purple jersey on clearance. I got for $20 for Bridget, like a replica jersey. The kids have shirts and stuff now. I got those at the last match. I got a shirt for the dog coming in the mail. So and then I got a free scarf at the tailgate. They have, like, if you signed up for a raffle from Continental Tire, you could get a free Charlotte/Continental scarf. So I was all in. So I'm building up a repertoire. Like, there's going to be a whole Charlotte section in my wardrobe.
Very nice. Well, he ends it and says, "Great pod, fellas. Keep it up." Thank you, Josh Wilson. If you also want to have your comments read, feel free to drop your comments on our Spotify or on our YouTube. React to what we're talking about on the show. We'll, read out some comments on the show at the beginning of each episode. So shout out to you,
We love you,
Joshua Wilson.
Josh.
Yeah. I mean, outside of being an FC Cincinnati supporter, I don't know. Are they any good this year? You keep up with it. I know.
I really haven't watched too much of them yet, but I'll be keeping an eye out for y'all here in the future. Charlotte's number one in our conference right now, or at least they were last time I checked 2 days ago. I haven't checked since Sunday night.
I believe in soccer, they say at the top of the table.
Mm.
At least that's what they say across the pond. So
You made that shit up.
all right, guys. Well, let's jump into it. This is Rival Banter. We get together every week on Tuesday over here on twitch.tv/itishoagie, and we talk about all things Marvel Rivals, and then we push it out on youtube.com and then on podcast services everywhere. Check us out, like us, follow us, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Seth, what'd you get up to this week in Marvel Rivals?
I didn't have a ton of time. Season two. So I tried I was in spitting distance of Grandmaster. I made it to Plat one, like I think we said on the last show.
Diamond one.
That was Tuesday night. The season two dropped Friday, so I was like, time was ticking, and I just did not have time to grind it out the rest of the week. I stayed up late Thursday night before we left for Great Wolf Lodge Friday morning. So I tried and I got so close. It was just back and forth. I dropped down to Diamond 2, climbed back up to Diamond 1, got halfway through Diamond 1, had a loss. I was like, it's just, it was midnight by that point, and I'm, getting older. So I was like, I could keep going, but I've got to go take children to a water park the next day. It just wasn't in the cards. So I gave up the dream for now. So currently I have not played any more comp in season 2. We're sitting at silver 1, which I feel like is a nice little spot. Not too low, not too high to start climbing. Just kind of in the middle ground. I'm looking forward to kind of getting back in. I've really just been since then. I haven't had a ton of time, like I said, even after all that, because I was out of town for the season launch. But just been playing some quick matches, working on my battle pass challenges and stuff like that. Just kind of getting my feet back wet. Um, Kind of getting used to this new meta a little bit. I finally played Emma Frost with you last night. Finally played the Krakoa map after like 3 days of not somehow finding it in the quick play queue. But it's been fun. I've been loving it so far. Of course, we'll get into all that stuff later on. But just slowly but surely, still trying to read, still trying to watch stuff, still trying to play other stuff too. But yeah.
Yeah. I was just fine with my Plat 1 or my Plat 3 finish. I made it. I peaked Diamond 2, and then sorry guys, I got a new mic and it's really not jiving with my my mic stand, and so I don't know. Like if I touch my desk in like particular ways, it makes this weird pop noise. So I'll figure that out. So apologies if there's any weird popping coming through. But anyway, so
Is that what that is? I heard that earlier, and I was like, "Are you like stepping on a tin pan?"
yeah, no, it's just something
Okay.
with this. It's something with this stand. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to be very delicate with how I'm touching my desk. But
Mm.
anyway, yeah, I was just content with my Plat 3 finish. Got sent down to Bronze 3. We'll talk a little bit more about the reset when we get into our season 2 thoughts, but I haven't touched rank yet in season 2. But started on my battle pass. Love the new challenge system as well. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit too. But yeah, played a bunch of Emma Frost, played a lot of the Krakoa map. Still working on my Mantis Lord. I'm
Lordship.
like 3/4 of the way to Lord Mantis. So, well, 3/4 of the way through Centaurian to Lord Mantis. So yeah, I don't know. I'm ready to jump back into ranked. I'm trying to let some of the riffraff clear out, because there's
Hmm.
been, there's a lot of different ranks sitting down there in bronze with the 9 division reset, and I'm like, do I want to play now when it's just kind of, you could end up with a bunch of plats on the other team and a bunch of bronze on your team, or do I want to, let some stuff clear out, and it's just I'm the only plat, and there's just a bunch of other bronzes, and I'm just beating up on everybody. Uh, so yeah, I'm taking it a little easy on the ranked for right now. I'm just getting kind of used to the meta, but enjoying the season pass, enjoying a lot of the changes. But like I said, we'll get into that here in just a minute. But before we do that, Seth, we do have one little news item here. Um, we have a. Let me send this to you. Do you have Discord up?
Yeah.
We have two new
Actually,
skins.
no, but I'll get it up. There we go. Yeah, I saw these skins.
Yeah, we've got two new skins coming next week or this week. The
Yeah, I'm not buying
18th.
them, but they look badass, especially that Doctor Strange, man. April 18th.
Yeah, Friday. We got a Penny Parker skin. Dude, I don't know, man. Like you really never see Penny Parker outside of her mech, except for like in the post game screen, or like I don't know, when she gets ulted by Doctor Strange. I guess she comes out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
But like
um,
the design for her on this skin is sick. But yeah, Spider looks awesome too.
yeah, I really like. I actually do like kind of the design of the mech there. It doesn't look very mechish. I don't know where she goes in there, but yeah, it looks awesome. I really like that Doctor Strange though. Which I guess it's from the movie. I didn't really put that together until I read it just now, but yeah, I remember those kind of scenes. Those kind of like zombie Strange.
Yeah, the Multiverse of Madness skin here with all the are the hands just on him at all times, or is this like a part of the animation, like because it'll come
It's
bundled with like a MVP?
it's kind of I think both. I don't. It's been a while since I've seen the movies. I don't remember, but I mean, it was who did Sam Raimi directed that one? Who does Evil Dead and the old Spider Mans and stuff like that. So it definitely had a lot of Evil Dead vibes to it, and I feel like the hands. It's kind of a play on like how he does have that kind of magical 6/8 hand reload, whatever it is. Whenever he goes to reload his magic zappers, whatever his primary fire is called. But I think I feel like the hands were more prominent in that because again they were like just straight up zombie hands. I think that there was something going on with that.
Hmm.
I need to go back and watch all those movies one day, but there's just not enough time in the year
Dude, I
to do that.
started. There's that noise again. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Did you hear it? I think it's just when I scoot back a little too far. Something just stay here in this position. So, um. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I when I started playing Rivals, I was like, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna watch through all the MCU movies, because I'd only seen like a couple, and I got all the way through Iron Man 2. I was like, all right, I think I'm done.
You didn't get very far, did you?
I did not
Um,
get very far. I got I needed to watch I've seen the first Captain America. I saw it in theaters with some buddies of mine when it first came out, and I just could not bring myself to watch it again. And I was like, all right, well, we've reached the end of the line on this adventure, I guess. But I feel like I did actually watch Multiverse of Madness 2 for some reason. Like also, I know it's not like Multiverse of
yeah,
Madness,
yeah.
but no, if I was a Strange player, this skin is sick. Exactly my kind of vibe. Honestly, dude, do you know of another game that comes out with skins at this kind of frequency, where it's like every single week you just kind of get two new skins?
I mean, I don't feel like Overwatch does it, do they? This
Mm-mm.
feels a lot faster, at least than it used to be. Of course, like I don't really keep up with it that much anymore. But I mean, I love it. The game's free, so that helps. They've got to make money somehow. Um, I haven't really spent a ton of money on this game, other than I think I've paid for like half of a skin, just like the excess from whatever how many units I had at the time, and of course battle passes. But I mean, they make it tempting, and of course, like the Fortnite generation, they love them some skins, right? And so, like, it used to be when I started teaching back in 2018, kids all they would talk about is how much money they spent on Fortnite. They get birthday money, and it, you know, 14, 15 years old. What are they doing? They're spending their birthday money, $100 on a Venom skin and whatever else it is.
They're like, I got to get this Sabrina Carpenter. Did you see this shit?
Exactly,
Yeah.
which it's tempting me myself, but that's a different podcast. But this definitely appeals to them, and like when I have those esports practices, that's a big part of the conversation when kids are excited. They're talking about, oh my god, have you seen the Spider Punk skin? I want that skin. I'm gonna get that skin. I really wish I could play my main account here so I could get that skin. When are they gonna have cross, whatever. Um, so yeah, I think it's a great thing. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, let them make their money if people want to pay for the stuff. I appreciate the opportunity to get it and that it's there and that it's not locked out at any time. As far as I know, you can get pretty much any skin at any time if you want to pay for it or
Mm-hmm.
if you want to grind to get the units. So I'm all in for it.
Yeah, it's nice that there's not like a rotating shop and you're kind of having to like constantly log on to see if the skin that you want is like back in the shop or and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
there's also like tons of opportunities to get units in game, with like I it with the Krakoa achievements and stuff like that, like I got those and I unlocked I think like 60 units just from completing those challenges and unlocking more rewards from that progression bar or whatever. So um like I don't think I've paid full price for a single skin that I have in the game. um it's all been subsidized by unlocking unit. I'll like throw in $5 to like make up the difference to like get the mag skin or something like that.
yeah, yeah,
And that, that's the design of these things, right? Like they don't make the thing $22 because they expect everybody to go out and pay $22. They make the thing $22 because they're like, hey, we know there's a bunch of people out there with like 1,600 credits in their account. Like they're going to go add $6 to their account so that they can buy this skin, this bundle or whatever. So um, I love the frequency. And I'm also glad to see two characters that I don't feel like have gotten much love in the skin game.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, for sure.
so and then hopefully next week we'll just get another Spider-Man, two Spider-Man skins, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward to my Hulk skin. I'm starting to get like the itch to play a little more Hulk now. I don't know, but whatever. Like the skin incentivizes me to play him a little bit more too.
Yeah, two tanks getting a new skin this week too, which is nice. Maybe
Mhm.
maybe NetEase is wising up and they're like, what if we start throwing these tank players a bone, you guys? What if we started giving them some skins? Maybe maybe people will start wanting to play a little bit of tank. Um,
Hashtag tank love LUV.
I'm sorry, Vanguard. Vanguard. They're not tank set. They're
Mm.
vanguards.
Well, you know, tomato, potato.
All right, man. Well, let's jump into our main topic here because season two's finally arrived. It's playable, and we've got tons of new stuff to talk about. And I want to give us plenty of time to talk about that. So, season two's here. Let's start off and let's talk about, I think, the biggest addition, obviously, brand new character in the game. Emma Frost, you had a chance to try her out last night. I've spent a ton of time playing her. What's the second tier? Knight, I think, right? Have
Yeah,
agent
yeah.
then knight. I'm a knight. Emma Frost now, dude. First of all, what's up with all these people? I see on Reddit these people that are like, got my lord on Emma Frost. Like, go outside, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff's wild to me. I know people that have hundreds of hours in the game that haven't lorded one character yet because they're fucking like they might not be touching grass, but they're not one trick ponies. You got to get out there, you got to play the game. Like let's backfill a little bit, Cowboys.
Yeah. Anyway, you got a chance to try her out. Let's kind of. I don't feel like we talked about her kit in a way that really gave it justice last week because we didn't really know how some of it worked. So let's kind of backtrack, talk a little bit about her kit now. Um, so Emma Frost is our new Vanguard, and let me actually pull her kit up. Um, Marvel Rivals kit. Um, doo-doo. I should have had this up, guys. I apologize. So, uh, Emma Frost, she's the newest Vanguard. She has two forms. She has her normal form, where she has her primary fire, which is her telepathic pulse, which is a psionic beam that ramps up in damage the more consistently you hit it. So if you keep the beam on a single target long enough, the damage for it ramps up. In her normal form, she also has something called the Psychic Spear, which is her E ability, which I think is the coolest part of her kit, honestly. Where if it's a skill shot, if you land the skill shot, it launches this totem out from the enemy. If you damage that totem, the damage dealt to that totem gets dealt to the person that you hit with the skill shot. Now, the person can break line of sight from the totem, and there's also, I think, like an area of effect that they can escape from to no longer take damage. But, it's really cool to not have to like track a flyer if you hit a flyer in the air or something like that. Or if, there's like a venom that's jumping in and out of the fight, you can just hit them with the totem and deal a bunch of damage to them there. Um, she's got a projected shield that you can control the distance is projected out from you, and you can recall that shield at any time. It's like 500 health or something like that. And then she has a second form, which is her diamond form, where she becomes she gets kind of the same like passive as Thing has, where she can't be knocked back, and she becomes a melee character, but she has this like dash ability where she can grab somebody and choke slam them, which is a really satisfying ability. You can turn them into your team, and then you have like a bicycle, not a bicycle kick, but like a roundhouse kick that you can kick people into walls from there too. And if you kick people and actually send them into a wall, it does quite a bit of damage as well. Um, so that's her diamond form, and it lasts for I think like 5 or 6 seconds or something like that, and then you go back to your regular form and it's on cooldown. And then her ultimate is the psionic seduction, which is a giant. Honestly, when I saw the ult in the trailer, it did not look as powerful as how it actually plays in the game,
Oh, for
because
sure.
it's a big like conical AoE that shoots out from her. It prevents people that are within that AoE from triggering their ultimate ability. It stuns the people that are in that AoE. It does damage to the people that are in that AoE. And if people stand in it long enough, they'll start to slowly walk towards her. Emma Frost will like take over their minds, and they'll walk forward.
Psionic seduction.
Psionic seduction.
And it does not take long to get seduced.
But it does take long to charge that on. I'll tell you that.
You got to work for it, though. You got to work for it, Emma.
So, I think that's a better breakdown of kind of her kit. There were a couple things about it we were talking about last week that I didn't fully, I think, grasp now that I've played enough to become the number one Emma Frost player in the world. I do understand. So, Seth, now that you have had a chance to try her out,
Again,
now that you've had a chance to try her out, what are your thoughts about her? Yeah, go for it.
she's way more fun. I always kind of get like a little, I don't know, like I'm just like a little trepidatious, a little hesitant to try new characters. Like I still haven't played um, Johnny Storm. I still haven't played Human Torch yet, just because I know like he's not really my playstyle. Tanks definitely are more my playstyle. I'm just like I don't know, like I hesitate with new stuff. I knew I was gonna love the thing, and I still love the thing. Emma, I don't know, but I really like her now that I started playing her yesterday. I definitely need some more time to get used to her kit, but she is fun. I've still got to feel her out some more, but I really like the things she can do. I think that kick, it's got a lot of great backline potential. You know, if you can get in there. And just like kind of kick somebody into your team. That could be a huge move too. Kick, flip around, shield to block damage from anybody else. I don't know. There's a lot there. I don't know if I'm quick enough to do all that cool stuff, but I kind of see some potential there, and I like what I see.
Yeah, I do think she is kind of mechanically demanding. I guess she's got combos. Like you want to min max some of her combos, especially in diamond form. With the choke slam and the kick, because as cool as the choke slam is, it doesn't really do a whole lot of damage, right? The value you get from the choke slam is the stun. It's really great to combo it into an ult. Like last night, we were playing on Krakoa with like a Scarlet Witch on our team, and I would try to always grab somebody when the Scarlet Witch was ulting, because then it's like a free kill for the Scarlet Witch, right? Because they can't get
Hmm.
away. It's also a really great just setup into her kick, because you can kick people into your back line so that you know the team can focus that person. Um, she's also just I think she's going to be a free elo character for a lot of tank players, because she can deal a lot of damage. She can block a lot of damage. She can carry fights. She's very survivable. Like she's got a lot of survivability. The first game I played with her was the domination quick play game, and I think I blocked like 30,000 damage with her. And because her shield is on just like a ridiculous cooldown. Once it breaks, I think you get it back in like 3 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Mere moments.
And um, so yeah, she's just insanely tanky. The damage reduction she gets when she's in diamond form makes her very survivable as well. There's no real gaps in her kit outside of just she doesn't have a great way of dealing with flyers, because her psionic beam, like her primary fire, doesn't have like great range, and the her E ability is like a really precise skill shot. Like there's not a lot of room for forgiveness on that. So, but outside of that, I mean, dude, like if she hard counters thing,
Yeah, I mean, she's technical. She's what, 3 stars in the, I guess, like the in-game kind of rating system.
yeah,
So she's supposedly mid-tier difficulty. She reminds me in some ways. She's like the Vanguard version of Cloak, like with that kind of duality to her. Like she's got that it kind of dual cooldown that you can really like. If you, I guess, you can min max it, then you can do a lot if you're able to kind of keep track of those and flip back and forth. I'm not there with her yet. It took me a while to get there with Cloak, and I feel like Emma's are a little more fast, a little faster, a little more frenetic too. But again, super cool. Like that, she doesn't have that support auto lock thing that really comes in handy and makes Cloak such kind of a viable support character slash still able to kind of put out some damage. You got to be really precise with her, and that's kind of what was throwing me yesterday. And I didn't really realize that at first, so I missed a lot of choke slams. I missed a lot of totems. I was like, "What the fuck does this totem do? I can't get it to show up." But of course, like I'm just missing shots, Just I have where I guess maybe where I'm on the gamepad, the kids telling me my sensitivity is not up enough as well.
mm,
But I'm also old and slow. So I don't know.
nah, man, your sensitivity is wherever you feel comfortable with your sensitivity. That's all that matters there. But yeah, I think there's a lot of really cool tech too with Emma Frost. One of the things I really started liking doing is isolating tanks with her shield by putting my shield behind the enemy tanks so that they can't get healed. So like putting it between the healers and the tanks, which is something that you see a lot of like high level mag players doing just with themselves. You'll see like mags walk past the front line and just put their shield up or use their bubble to block healing incoming. Emma gives you the ability to do that without like putting yourself in harm's way, because you can push her shield out and you like can control the distance. So I think there's some cool tech there as well. I think we're going to start to see. I mean, you're going to see team. You're going to see. I'm really excited for Fight Night this week, honestly, because I think number one, she's going to be a meta character in pro play, and I think Fight Night's a great kind of stage to try some things out on. But her stun with the choke slam is basically like a mini. It, I'm going to say this and then I'll explain what I mean. Like it's sort of like a mini Groot in what you can combo with it, right? So like what we were seeing a lot of in pro play was like we're going to combo um like Namor ult with Groot ult. We're going to combo Bucky ult with Groot ult and stuff like that. So like just being able to confirm other DPS cooldowns with this like long form stun that you have with Emma Frost, like I'm really interested to see how coordinated teams kind of play around that ability because yeah, like I think the hitbox of that ability is pretty big, you know, especially if you're going after like a thing or you know other tanks like you can stun like Doctor Strange out of his shield. You know, you just dash at him when he has his shield up, you grab him and you choke slam him still. Like his shield doesn't block it, you know? So very interested to see how people like how pro teams coordinate around that ability.
Hell
What
yeah.
about playing into her? How does it feel playing? Because I've played a lot of the mirror matchup, obviously, like because I've played a lot of her, but you've played a lot of just other characters into her. How's that felt?
I haven't wrestled with her too much, and I don't mean that to sound like she's not viable. I think it's more so the players I'm playing against. Once I started kind of figuring out her ult and like, oh shit, that thing that really has some reach to it, and it's a lot more massive than it seemed. She became a little easier to play around. You've got to keep your distance from her for sure. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the matches I played against her, I played Iron Man trying to do some challenges, and she wasn't really a problem for him, but like the other Iron Man was on the other team. I played Squirrel Girl and wreaked havoc on the other team, and I didn't really, of course, have to mess with her because I'm not playing Squirrel Girl like a jackass. I'm sniping with her. I'm not there in the middle of the capture zone, right, of the point. I'm away a little bit, so I will as I play probably some more tank. I'll be running into that and able to maybe speak to it a little bit more. But I've just kind of been dabbling and doing challenges so far, so I can't really speak too much about what that meta context looks like yet.
Yeah, I honestly the only tank matchup that's really felt bad has been Groot, but Groot feels bad in every tank matchup basically when you're getting like cut off from your teammates and stuff like that. But I mean, I think she plays pretty well into just about everybody else, and the only reason that she doesn't really play feel great into Groot is because she doesn't have a great ability to like get around his walls, you know. So if you're walled off, you kind of have to depend on your teammate to break him up or walk around him, right?
Yeah.
But outside of that, like I haven't really run into a tank matchup that I'm like, man, this is just unplayable into this. I'm interested to see how you feel as somebody who is almost a Lord Thing player playing into her because I do feel like that's a matchup where it's like if I'm Thing and I'm running into an Emma Frost, like I just have to switch. Like it doesn't feel playable.
Yeah, I'll have to. I might. Well, I doubt I'll play tonight, but that might be something I mess around with tomorrow in the workshop.
Cool. And then one other last thing I kind of wanted to mention, and I want to get your thoughts on this. I do think that there are some design things about Emma Frost kit that just like need some tweaking. The number one thing is the color of her totem. Um, it's the same exact color for you as it is for the enemy Emma Frost. So like you have two red totems out, and so sometimes it's hard to know which totem is your totem to deal damage with. So I don't totally understand design perception behind that. But the one I want to get your thoughts on, Seth, is this whole like white blonde lady, white blue aesthetic um thing that I keep seeing around here, and it's like it's so hard to tell, blah blah blah.
Now, are you talking about like the prevalence of the Aryan race, or are you just talking about?
Well, just like
Where are we going with this?
well, no. Like, so the critique is that like from like a visual design perspective, that like Emma Frost, Invisible Woman, and Cloak and Dagger look very similar. And so like in the chaos of a team fight, sometimes it's really hard to tell like who's who.
I mean, I get that. I feel it all the time with Invis and with Cloak and Dagger. So I get that. If you're mistaking those hips for anybody else, I mean, yeah, Shakira style, baby. She's gonna be in Charlotte playing at the bank, yeah, in the summertime, but whatever.
This man goes to one Charlotte FC game and now he knows everything that's going on at
Dude, I
at
was
the
reading that
Charlotte Stadium.
billboard like the back of my hand. Savannah Bananas are going there. That's pretty tempting. I feel like a Savannah Bananas game would be a lot
Oh,
of
that
fun,
would be
but
a lot of
whatever.
fun. Yeah. When's
Well,
that? Hold on. We might need to make some plans.
you might be there for that. I'm not. It was either. Well, I'll have to look it up, but
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
see. It's in the
We'll talk.
summer.
We'll talk
We'll
offline.
talk. We'll talk. But I think I saw a meme or something like that. I don't know. I haven't done the measurements myself. But I'm pretty sure that Emma Frost is like a foot taller than either of those other two blonde white ladies, and she ain't petite. So I haven't confused her with them, but I do get the idea. I definitely get it more so for the two. Yeah, she is blonde, but she's not them.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it either. I keep seeing it all over like the subreddit, all over like Blue Sky, like the Marvel Rivals Blue Sky. I just I don't know, man. The only one that I kind of understand is like when I'm playing when somebody is like I'm playing Magneto and I'm up in the sky trying to figure out who I'm going to ult. And I'm like, okay, maybe from that distance it might be hard, but like in the middle of a team fight, I don't see it. One thing
Yeah.
I do hope that they do maybe add a little bit more visual distinction on is like when Emma Frost is in regular form versus diamond form. Like, I think it's kind of hard to tell when she's in diamond form. She does have a really good like audio cue, but I think visually they could add some more distinction there. Because sometimes I just get choke slammed and I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't realize you would switch forms. So, but please do it again. I saw a meme on Reddit on the Marvel Rivals subreddit earlier that was like, no way there's a queue, and it was just a line of people in front of Emma Frost waiting to get choke slammed in game. All right, any final thoughts on Emma Frost? You think she's going to be meta, like pro meta?
I mean, I don't see why not. I think I don't know. They played Thing pretty early,
Yeah,
right? So I don't.
like
I
instantly.
imagine. I imagine, yeah. Now they might kind of back off from her. I feel like I didn't see as much Thing in some subsequent weeks. It just kind of depends on the team and what they're going for. But I don't know. I mean, I don't see why not. She's kind of got that. Would you consider her an off tank if this were Overwatch? Or would she be, since she has the shield, would she be more of a?
I don't know, man. Rivals doesn't have as much of the main tank, off tank kind of roles like hard and fast like Overwatch does.
Yeah, yeah,
But I'd probably consider her more of an off tank with just her because her shield's more utility than it is like sustain, right? Like
yeah, yeah. It's kind of like it's kind of there. It's there and gone. It's not like the strange shield or the mag shield. So I don't know. I mean, she's got a lot of potential, and I think she's very versatile, and so I don't see why not. I just wonder how long people are gonna, how much people are gonna want to experiment kind of early on.
mm,
But of course, we'll see.
yeah, I do think she fits alongside a lot of other tanks. I think she plays well alongside like Venom, Hulk, Mag, Strange. So one last question for you. How do you feel about her ult charge?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely slow. I think some matches I only got it like one time because, of course, I wasn't like top of my game with her, just kind of learning her a little bit. It's slow, so, but I mean, again, it's powerful. So And I mean, it can be a game changer like that Groot ult. If anything, I think they should probably reduce that Groot ult um, build up, if nothing else. But yeah, I mean, it's it's something. I feel like we've said all we need to say about it, but it definitely is. It's a doozy to wait for.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on and talk about the other large new addition to this season, the Krakoa map, which you finally. Yeah, I only got to play it in rotation in quick play like twice. So yeah, I'm glad we got to just sit down and play it for like an hour last night.
Yeah, that seems odd to me. I'm glad they do have that dedicated playlist for it. Maybe it's more prominent in comp because that's one of the maps they rotated in and got rid of. Those like the Odin's Archive map and stuff
Hmm.
like that, right? The throne room and all that.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. I feel like I've been playing those a lot in quick play, and maybe that's why. It's because they circled them out of that competitive rotation. So we'll see once we start playing some. I need you to start playing those comp matches so that I can start playing because I've got to wait for you to get just what there were 3 levels higher.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to
Yeah,
wait on me,
you'll
but yeah.
get there in no time. But
Yeah. In due time.
mm,
Um. Yeah. No. I figured that the first week they would have tweaked the numbers to at least in the normal rotation make sure you got it a little bit more. But no, I'm glad they did it too. That map is huge. All three.
yeah, I mean, I really like it. I don't understand all the teleport portals yet. All the seeds of Krakoa or whatever, but like where they go. But
Mhm.
it'll come in time. Just learning a map's just like learning a map in any other game. Like in a COD or in a Halo or something like that. So overall, I mean, it's easy to find a point, follow the trail, or you take one of the shortcuts. It's not like groundbreaking, but they're pretty cool. They're pretty. I feel like they feel unique, and they kind of stand out from a lot of the other maps. But they're not like totally asymmetrical or anything like that. So like they're pretty, pretty even, pretty fun. I like them.
It feels a lot different than the other domination maps. Like, because I feel like the other domination maps kind of funnel you into one or two chokes to get to the point, and so it kind of becomes like a fight to who can break the chokehold, right? Like, whereas this one, I feel like there's a lot of different approaches to the point. I watched Flats play through with Seagull doing like a map walkthrough where they just like went into a custom game and just walked through. So they kind of messed around with the teleporters. So I still don't. I watched them like slow walk through it. I still don't fully understand where everything goes and what everything does. But there's a lot of really cool features. Like one of the points has like this really cool waterfall that you can like kind of peek through from the high ground, and good for like flyers and snipers and stuff like that to go through, or if you want to like heal from the high ground. And then yeah, all the teleporters. But no, I love how wide open it feels. I feel like that's something that's really missing in a lot of rivals maps. There, there's a lot of condensed points in rivals, and so this was kind of a good change of pace. So yeah, I'm digging it. I think domination's my favorite game mode probably in the
Yeah,
game. So
same.
um so yeah, happy to see that. Um all right, well, let's talk other balance changes. Seth, you how how much time have you probably played in season 2?
Um, I mean, really, just the games I played with you. So last night, maybe the night before, a little bit. I think I played Saturday night, maybe like 3 matches at like 11 o'clock at night. So I haven't really gotten a ton to process. Um, how everything feels. It definitely feels different going into from match to match, and I haven't put my thumb on all the places where it feels different, but I it's always kind of like always feels kind of like a new game whenever a season like this kind of resets in some ways. Like there are some things that are of course familiar, but those little minute changes definitely add up and kind of change the pace and the flow of the game.
Yeah, yeah. Let me pull up the we're obviously not going to go through all of the the patch notes again. I just want to kind of refresh my memory to kind of think about who I've seen and what's kind of felt different. Obviously, you know, every map that you get in or every game that you get into, it's just a rush to see who can lock in Emma Frost first. So you're not really getting a good sense of like what the tank meta looks like or anything like that right now. However, I do feel like we are seeing a little bit different like DPS selections. I'm not seeing as much like Bucky. I'm not seeing as much like Namor as I was. Still seeing just as much Spider Man, just as much Spider.
Yeah, I've seen some. I don't know how accurate they are. I've seen some stat trackers though, just on social media. It seems like Hulk has become a much more prominent pick, and I've definitely seen more Hulks, you know, in just those couple days of playing than I have in a little while. So of course that's cool. Like I like that he's kind of getting back out there. He was a lot of fun when the game first launched, and then some of those nerfs I think kind of just made him a lot less viable. So that Rockets healing balls um, are wild to see. Like I almost thought I was like, did I hit like I do audiobooks sometimes and I do like I'll listen to them on like 1.5x speed. I was almost like, did they hit 3x on these? Like, did I hit a button to make these balls speed up? And I, you know, it took a second to remember. Oh wait, that's the that's the buff is they fly. So that's kind of wild to see that those balls just going all over the place, you know, zipping and zagging and swirling and twirling.
Yeah. Yeah, new rocket feels pretty cool. You know, it feels nice to get burst healed by him. His new ult feels nice. Although I don't know, man, it still feels like a kind of I don't know. I think maybe I need to play around with it. Play. I need to experience some more games with rockets a little bit more because it doesn't feel still like you know he throws it down and like your health just comes right back, you know. And maybe
Yeah.
that's not. Maybe they're still trying to like straddle and make sure that like they're not adding more invincibility ults or anything like that to the game. But yeah, I think overall the rocket changes feel really good. Um, a couple changes that I do that I have noticed. Number one, Mr. Fantastic. I've been seeing a lot more of. And
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
the slow on his ult that you're getting like his ultimate feels a lot more oppressive now when you're getting hit by it, which I think is a good change for him. Um, the other one that I keep seeing a lot more of, Human Torch. Um, I've been seeing a lot more of, and I've been actually watching a lot of like higher level play where he's getting banned a lot more too because like if Hella is getting banned early on in the ban phase, like you basically have nothing that can deal with him, and he just becomes a terror. And his like extra health that he gets off of the flaming meteor is just like such a big buff to his kit, and making him just really hard to deal with in backlines and stuff like that. So I've been seeing a lot more Human Torches, a lot more Mister Fantastics, and the changes to Moon Knight are the other big DPS changes with like the healing he gets from landing his little moon blade thing, the projectile speeds for his primary fire. Yeah, Moon Knight. It feels like there was a lot of changes on the DPS side that are going to kind of change the meta of who we're seeing being picked on. I'm sorry, on the duelist in the duelist roster.
Hmm.
Um,
That Moon Knight ult is wild now too. I mean, it's always been, but
oh
it
yeah,
goes
the like
on
extra
and
second.
on.
Yeah, yeah. I I was playing. Was it a game? Were we playing the other day? or I don't know. I was playing a game the other day and I just like walked back into it because I forgot that it got extended for a second, and I must have looked stupid to my teammates because like it was going and I like got out of it and then I just walked back in it and died, and I was like, shit, I forgot that it lasted a whole extra second. But yeah, Hulk looks awesome. The all of the changes to him are the changes he needed. The reduction in the like leap charge, the reduction in his shield, all that stuff, movement speed, all that shit. Um, and then I want to get some more time on Penny. You know, I've played a lot of Penny, but I only got to play her on one domination map, and you know, she's not really a domination character. But because I feel like these changes are insane, I just haven't had really a chance to pilot her in those with these changes. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I think we'll probably have some more thoughts on how the meta is kind of shaping up as we get into more ranked play. I'm seeing a lot of people kind of upset because they feel like dive is. There were a lot of like targeted nerfs to anti-dive with like Namor, Adam Warlock, Loki, those kinds of things. But like no nerfs to like Spider-Man, Black Panther, you know, like all the classic dive characters. So I'm interested to see how that plays out in rank play. I haven't personally felt super oppressed, but I've also been playing a lot of tank, so maybe I'm just not feeling the effects of it as much.
Yeah.
All right. Um, all right. Any final thoughts from you, Seth, on season 2 so far?
No, I mean, again, I'm excited for the learning curve. I'm definitely excited to kind of start jumping back into competitive here soon. I just definitely need to spend a little bit more time feeling things out and getting a feel for what people are trying to do. It's weird though. I feel like quick play is just getting more and more cursed. Yeah, like and I don't know if it's just a season 2 thing now or what, but yeah, most matches I feel like we've played it's been a struggle to get any kind of healer whatsoever in any of the matches. I mean, we're 6 DPS deep sometimes. So it's been a while, but it's been fun. It's quick play. So I'm having fun. And people, if you want to heal, or if you want to be healed, you might need to heal when you're in quick play. You might just need to bite the bullet, and especially if you find that you're going 0-4, it might be time to make that switch.
I'm also going
Just some
to
just some input, class, some constructive criticism.
I'm also going to say this. I was in a game the other day, 2 tanks, 3 DPS, 1 healer. One of our 3 DPS starts telling one of the other DPS to switch and play healer. I'm like, brother, you do it. He's like, why does it have to be me? And I'm like, why does it have to be the other guy that you're telling? And the wait, you were in this game with me, weren't you?
Yeah. I think we're talking about the same match. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And the person was like duo queued with the solo healer and was like, this person's a sick DPS. Trust. I'm like, just switch. Like, come on, guys. Like, I don't know, man. But I am interested to see what the ranked experience for me is going to be like, because like I said, I was at Plat 3, so I got dropped down to Bronze 3. So I'm going to be in with Bronze, Silver, Gold, and Plat players all in my pool of players, like in rank. So I imagine my games are going to be cursed here for the first few days of my ranked experience. I get why they did 9. It was desperately needed to do a big reset. I probably should have grinded a little bit harder to avoid Bronze 3 at the end of the season. But yeah, I might be Sisyphus this season, to be totally honest with you. If I'm having to try to
Yeah, I mean,
crawl
you
out
got
of the
that chrono
mire.
shield. You've done it before. You'll do it again.
That's true. That's true. All the different and plus the individual performance stuff. I'm interested to see how all that plays out too. So, um, yeah, we'll have a lot more thoughts on I think the nuts and bolts of season 2 next week when we get a lot more time into it, and then here in the next couple weeks we'll do our tier list and all that sort of stuff too. But interested to hear all of y'all's thoughts about season 2 as well. So wherever you're listening to us, make sure you drop comments about who you're playing. Did your main get a buff? Did your main get a nerf? Do you like it? Do you not like it? How do you feel about Krakoa? How do you feel about Emma Frost? How do you feel about getting choke slammed in a game and feeling kind of nice about it? But yeah, season 2's here, and I'm very excited about it. So let's I don't think we have anything else to talk about this episode, so it'll be a little bit on the shorter side here, Seth. So let's wrap this up and talk about what our goals for this week in Rivals are. What do you got going on this week, Seth?
I'm just my biggest goal, I guess, is to start playing a little bit more comp. I don't even want to set like a rank goal especially until we kind of get a feel for what's going on. So yeah, just start playing some more comp. Maybe start to get up there in gold a little bit. Just slowly climbing back. I'm going to be out of town next week as well, like all week. So I probably need to climb a little bit here so that I can kind of like that low the riffraff that you're talking about, so that they don't get up to where I am by that time next week when I come back, and then I'm in the same boat. You know what I mean? Or we're in the same boat again together. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. We got to get you out of that riffraff too, though.
Well, since you're going to be gone for a week, I got plenty of time to kind of catch up. So
That's true. That's
hopefully
true.
I can get caught up with you. But
Rise and grind, baby.
that's right. Yeah, my goal is just to get back in to comp, and yeah, I think with the chrono shields and stuff like that, I should be feeling good. But cool. All right, man. Well, great episode. Under an hour this week, but yeah, we will have plenty to talk about next week as we get into our the nitty gritty of season 2.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, this has been Rival Banter. Everybody, appreciate you tuning in, listening. Make sure you're liking, following, subscribing, leaving us a 5-star review if you're listening on podcast services.